Witch's Hill.
I think you're lying to me.
I'm always lying to you.
Aw. You're mean to me.
No.
And this is being recorded too.
Yes. I know.
You're just so calm and casual about hating me right now.
I know, that's so off. That's so off brand, I guess you could say. Because I'm always nice.
To my face.
Yeah, behind your back too. I'm not a dick.
You guys can't see, but I'm giving him squinty eyes right now.
I mean, kind of squinty. Not really squinty. If that's squinty. No, it's normal.
That's like intense level of squinty eyes.
That's a concerning level. If you squinted at me that way, I'd be a little concerned.
I squint so much, just my eyes just fade into my face. Just more skin appears.
That would be terrifying.
I evolved the wrong way. Anyway, that was a weird way of taking that.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
Well, okay. Anyway, welcome back to Witch's Hill. I'm Pat.
I'm Tim.
And we are here with Reverend Nancy.
Hi. Thanks for having me on today.
Oh, always. Almost dropped that.
Yeah.
I would have made a loud boom.
And made a big mess that I would have to clean up.
It wouldn't be a big mess. It's just a little energy drink. Anyway, so what would you like to talk about today?
Well, the topic I chose today is the importance of energy and geopathic stress removal from your house or
Okay.
yourselves or your space and environment.
Okay. So what exactly is that?
Well, geopathic stress basically is caused by water and earth energies, and these lines can run through your house in different spaces and really cause havoc. Some people even say that they can cause cancer. However, we have found a way that you can actually remove these, and it has helped with a number of ailments or equipment breakdowns, a number of things in your house. As for negative energies, I can give you, these are just your everyday negative energies in your house. I can give you a real short example of that if you like.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great.
Let's say you start out and you got this nice, clean, fresh house. Lots of good energy, but you go to work and you have like a really bad day. You come home, you're run down, you're stressed, you feel beat up, you're so tired, you don't have energy except to just, flop down. Let's just say that this doesn't stop there. It keeps going on for several days, maybe even weeks, and then what kind of happens after that is you get so run down, you end up getting sick sometimes.
Okay. So you kind of like make yourself sick.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. You have low energy, you get sick, you get depressed. But the thing is that this energy not only causes problems to you, it's going to affect everything in your house, whether in its appliance, it's going to attach to items like your couch or your bedroom or your pets even. So it's going to affect pretty much everything in your house.
That kind of goes along with the whole residual energy thing. Like old houses and like floorboards and stuff absorbing that.
Oh, that too. And then you have like people come over to your house, like a friend that wants to vent, oh my God, I just broke up with my girlfriend. You have all that negative energy coming into your house. And if you think about it, if you've done nothing to protect yourself or even clear it all, think about it, this piles on for years and years and years. And then you're getting sick in your house. It also causes the manifestation of what I think is negative entities, attachments. Any of that can be caused by the years of pileup of negative energies, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I do have a question. So going along with the residual energy, the negative energies, and then how you say that certain things can manifest themselves. I'm asking this from a direct experience that I had along with the movie that's going to be coming out.
Okay.
Do you believe that, or maybe possibly see some type of correlation between residual energy and the possibility of I'm trying to figure out the way to word this, because like residual energy is something like rewatching a movie over and over and over again, right?
Yeah.
To a sense.
Right.
Do you think that they could everybody, here comes Mika.
Making her cameo. Come here, baby.
Do you think it's possible that they can almost develop more, as in almost updating themselves to, like, let's say people who have never been to a location before?
Mm-hmm.
We caught EVPs on a couple recorders in this movie of mine and my friend Matt's name being said. And Matt's never been there before. So I was thinking maybe that these energies have either gone rogue or I guess in a sense.
It might be a combination of different energies that are there. Number one, it's a really old house. I mean, you got to think about how many different people have lived there over the years. All the different energies that have just stagnated there. I also feel a lot of people bring this stuff on themselves without even knowing it. If you're depressed and ill and just negative, I mean, you're drawing that stuff in all the time. Negative energies tend to stick to certain places. I'll try and make this short. But think about a bar, okay?
Okay.
You're going to get a lot of negative energy at a bar. People actually go there to feel good. So when they walk in, they feel like shit. There's nothing you can do about it. Now, at a home, if you think about it like being that old and all this stuff piling on for years and years and years, yeah, I do think that it's going to get stronger and stronger, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
But if you got EVPs, it could either be that energy that's replaying over and over and over like a movie, because that's going to make sound too. It can actually be spirit that's in there, the lost souls, the ones that are closer to the earth, because those are the ones that we can actually hear. They've either stuck around because they don't want to leave. You know, hey, this is my house. I like it here. I want to stay here. Or they don't know to go into the light. They might be afraid for some reason or another. They might have been brought up. The church might have been saying, hey, you sinned your whole entire life. You're going straight to hell. You are not allowed to go into the light. Those spirit need help. And I think we're just going on to another topic here. But anyway, yes, the energy can be building and building and building. And everything is related. So it's going to, it's just going to keep going.
Okay. Yeah, because what?
Essentially, like they can imprint on the space.
Yes, it can imprint and it can stay there. And my partner and I, what we do, actually, one of the things we do is we go in and we'll clear and we'll bless the people's homes and the outlying property. We'll go in first, we'll get rid of those geopathic stress lines, and then we will go in and cleanse and clear the house and protect it and educate the people on how to keep it that way the best they can, so we're not like coming back right away. And it really, really helps. The key to one of the keys, I believe, for anybody is just feeling good. And if you got a good environment, it's going to raise your vibration and make you feel really good. And everybody has to understand that. You listen to like the great scientists, everything is made up of energy, frequency, and vibration. And that's exactly the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I did read that, mainly because you brought it up to me before about raising your vibrations.
Mm-hmm.
I did look into it a little bit about like certain foods that you can eat and how they vibrate at different hertz.
Really?
Or megahertz or something like that. I might be saying that
Hertz,
wrong.
it's just like a car or electricity. Everything has a vibration, including this little piece of candy right here actually has a vibration, believe it or not, everything. To give you another example, us as physical beings, vibrate when we communicate at a rate of about 16,000 hertz.
Okay.
Dolphins, 180,000 hertz.
Wow.
And it's said that it's very possible that they can connect with extraterrestrial, or as far as like outer space or very long distance. They're hugely intelligent creatures. Animals have a higher vibration than living being or us humans. That is the reason that they can hear things that we can't. They can sense spirit. They can sense things that we cannot, because spirit and your guides and your angels all vibrate as a high frequency. You can connect with those energies if you're able to raise your vibration, and that's by making yourself feel good and happy. And also, that not only raises your vibration, it will protect yourself too. When you're down and out and sick and ill, you're going to attract all that negative energy, and it's going to stick to you like glue.
Okay.
So basically, there's, some self-help things that you can do yourself before bringing the professionals in to kind of counteract that and lessen it. But there's several things that you can do. Clearing a house and all that, it's going to help a person's overall health. It'll break down the layers you have around yourself and that you've accumulated, and it's going to help you feel better all over.
Okay. Yeah, my sister is heavily into like cleansing the house, but I don't think she's doing it the right way. She basically just kind of ran through the house with sage, burning it, but I don't know. I say that I don't think she did it the right way because a lot of things
there's
were
really
still happening.
no wrong way or right way. It's just all in the intention. If you put in that intention, I'm clearing out my house, it's gonna work. You got to spend a little more time at it though, and I believe in I bomb the shit out of my store and my house and stuff like that, but every time people walk in, I do it about every day, but that's just me. I have people coming in and out constantly, so I need to keep it clear, and people can feel it when they do come into my store. Oh my god, it feels so good in here. So it really does help. I can feel it when I walk next door to the lady that's got an antique shop, and I'm almost suffocating in there. You can absolutely feel it when you walk into a place, and that's a little bit of clairsentience. Clairsentience is the ability to be able to feel energy, and a lot of people get that mixed up with empaths or empathy, and it's really two totally different things. There's not a lot of empaths, but everybody has the clairsentience ability, and you can build on that too.
What was I gonna say? Oh, I went totally blank. That's driving me crazy.
Sorry, I'm trying to keep Mika quiet because she's going after the corner of the carpet.
Yeah, I know, she likes to do that a lot.
Stop it.
But she's a baby.
I know, she's so adorable.
She's like your mascot. You'll
Yes.
have to have her here for every session.
Yes. And back to the carpet.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to stop her right now.
That's
Well,
fun.
some things that you guys can do, or anybody can do, just some simple things on their own. First of all, clean your home. Declutter it. Oh my God, that helps so much. I know of a woman, and she said when she was a little girl, if she was homesick, her mom, I think she's part Cherokee too, would come in and say, okay, we're cleaning your room. And that was just a belief, but it really does work. I mean, if you declutter and clean up, that's going to help the energy too. It's going to move it around too, but it's actually going to make you feel a lot better. Even if you do a little bit at a time, you don't have to spend hours on it the first time or nothing, but even a drawer a day or one little space a day, it really helps. What we do is we ask people to try and declutter as much as they can before we come in. because it really, really helps.
Just to kind of prep.
Oh my God! Sometimes you have stuff in your basement because we'll look and we will find the personal energies that are there too that are holding people back. I mean, detrimental. I had boxes a while back in my house because moving, and one of the people that lives with me, they had this stuff in boxes, like, oh my God, just every time they moved. And they were really ill and had a lot of negative emotions regarding their career, and a lot of that stuff was from their career in those boxes. And that's exactly where we were led to. And every single one of those boxes had to be opened and cleared because they never were. But that was a lot of it. So another thing you can do is smudge with sage, white sage, or Palo Santo. It really, really works. You can go around, you can come up with your own little prayer. It doesn't have to be official. Whatever you feel comfortable with. It could be the Lord's Prayer. You can come up with something like darkness and fear go away, God's love and light only stay. Whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay. But sage and Palo Santo really, really work. Not everything works for clearing, but there are some things that do.
Kind of like trial and error. You gotta try.
Exactly. And
I know you're saying, like before, like you have to have that clear-minded, clear intent into it.
Right. Intention. Not to get super complicated or anything, but anything can be done with intention and belief. And sometimes it's the tools. I mean, sometimes these different things, they don't actually clear their space. But the sage is one thing that does work. But as long as you are just even using that for a tool and getting that intention going, it will work. It's all in your belief. I tell people, if you believe it, you can make it happen. I know that's way out there, but it really, really works. Incense.
You have to have faith. I mean.
Oh my God, yes. You have to. You really do. You want to, like I said, attract all that good energy to you. I mean, with all the experiments are out there, if, people can actually see that just intention or even thinking or praying or meditating on something really can change the energy. It's pretty amazing. If you ever have a chance to look it up, look up the Dr. Emoto water experiments, where he took frozen droplets of water and he either played different types of music to it, or would pray, or he would put little cards with words on it like love or hate. The water droplets that were prayed to or said I love you, those turned into, they looked like beautiful snowflakes. Or the other water droplets, muddy and contaminated, just terrible. But it's amazing. They say water holds memory, and this stuff is actually proven.
Okay.
It sounds along the lines of the I brought it up a while back, but they did a very similar test with plants and how they reacted in their growth to positivity and negativity.
Yes.
Plants have a huge vibration. They're very healthy. Plants do a lot. And just like they say, you talk to your plants, you play music for them, they will thrive.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Incense. There's some incenses that would work really well that you can use on a regular basis if you don't mind incense either. Nag Champa is really good. Sage incense for clearing negativity and keeping it out. Archangel Michael incense. I'm not sure what the combination of that is, but yes, you can get that incense, and it's
Mika.
It's really good. You can sprinkle salt in some areas of your home. The corners are where a lot of the sticky stuff stays. Sprinkle a little bit of salt in your laundry, because your clothes get a lot of that on you just from wherever you go.
Okay.
But those are just some, tips to kind of help out, and it would, maybe not do like everything you wanted in that particular day, or you could call us and bring us in. We'll do it for you, honestly. But this kind of stuff would help a lot.
Okay.
I wish I knew just even a quarter of this before going and doing that investigation.
Oh my God,
Same.
yes. Energy protection, a definite must. Before, after, people really need to in order to block out the energies, just take a moment or two throughout the day to like re-protect yourself. Imagine that bubble around yourself, kind of like the Good Witch from The Wizard of Oz is how I do it. That bubble around her. I mean, honestly, it's all in intention once again, but that will protect you and kind of shield off the negativity. Just all sorts of stuff, different situations you have. People throughout the day. Any words that people say at you, harsh or whatever, they're coming at you like bullets, okay? And you're going to have to, like, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't dodge it, but you can essentially clear yourself. And you guys going in that house afterwards, did you clear yourself when you, like, left? You probably brought some stuff home, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
And just, I know how that's been. You can be, it makes you ill. It brings you down. Not too long ago, I was in a situation and I was physically ill for like almost 2 weeks. And I really had to work on myself hard. And in my line of business, I take care of people like that. I mean, I read for them and stuff. And when I'm screwed up like that, I can't do it. There's no way I can't do it at all. So I wasn't protecting myself enough. And I thought I was, but I really wasn't. I was distracted. So it does happen to even people like me.
Okay. Well, that's in a way a scary thought, but
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the reality of everything, you know. It does show that like everybody is susceptible, but you can figure out a way to protect yourself. It is possible.
Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest things, like just proven to myself and hopefully to everybody else once they see this movie, is that there's a part in the movie where my other investigator, Matt, that guy, I just pointed to our promotional thing, which will be linked below. He brought holy water with him, and he brought it just in case, and he even says it just in the beginning, just like, we'll see what happens. And when he has it on him, nothing happens to him. Right. But he took his jacket off without thinking about it, and then everything happened to him. It was the weirdest, either coincidence or line up, what you will, but that goes along the lines with everything that we're talking about. At least that's what I believe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Maybe he had that thought that because it was in his jacket, that's what's actually protecting him. And he took the jacket off and like, oh my God, and everything was able to get at him. Yeah. There's so much stuff. There's so much to learn. I advise people they really should start learning a little bit more and opening their eyes. If everybody would just step back and look at the big picture, wow, it would really open up their eyes to things instead of just walking around like a bunch of zombies thinking that life is just 9 to 5 and getting ahead and then you die and that's it. Me, I don't settle for that. I teach people about all this. I teach how to develop your intuition. I teach how to access your guides. Everybody has this ability. You're born with this ability. It's just that we are taught from day one, you don't.
That's a mystical, that's just imagination.
Well, there's two things in this life, love and fear. And we are, what do you want to say, installed with fear from day one.
In every sense.
And you have to relearn things. You start realizing, they call it becoming awake, but you start realizing this is not the way it is. And you have to get rid of that fear. You have to get rid of that fear. And that's what brings it into. It's really hard to do. I mean, we're not like Jesus Christ or anything. He was a master, but we can better ourselves. And I teach people that, they are able to they can read for themselves. There's so much stuff that they can do for themselves. It's not just left to psychic people, because everybody's psychic and has a purpose too. And I don't believe it's just going to that 9-to-5 job and getting ahead. There's a lot more to it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more to life than just following the little guidelines people give you. You got to make those lines yourself.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, straight from the stream, I say.
I definitely want to get some of my own cards. I have been thinking about that a lot more lately.
Well, come on down and I'll teach you. Like I said, it's super simple. You can, in about 5 minutes, I can teach you how to you can get yes, no's from the cards, just like that. You can use a deck of regular playing cards, actually, to do that. You can get tarot cards. Oracle cards are really good. Tarot cards are more, a little more complicated for some people to learn, but you can use your intuition to do it. I do intuitive readings. I don't really do cards, but I like oracle cards in a way. Oracle cards, I think, teach people more or less what they need to work on about themselves. You're going to get those same cards over and over of what you need to work on. Perhaps you have some sort of situation, and sometimes I've done that before. I'm like, okay, I'll pull my daily cards. I'll get the same card like every day in a row until I get rid of that blockage that I have. But yeah, come on down, we'll teach you.
Awesome.
I'm gonna have to join you on that.
Yes, that sounds actually really cool.
I've got cards somewhere, but I have no idea where they vanished to.
But there's.
I didn't know there was multiple kinds.
Oh, there's different kinds. I do a kind called Lenormand, which it's a smaller deck of cards. It was developed by Madame Lenormand back in, I think it was the early 1800s. She was a psychic reader for Josephine in France. And the reason I like Lenormand is they're a little bit more to the point. You ask a question, you deal out your cards, and it's not like, well, it's pretty much like, yeah, this is going to happen, and that's the way it is. So I like being to the point anyway. And that's just the way I am. But there's lots of forms of divination. You just kind of have to pick out which one you like. And with more work on yourselves and clearing your blockages, clearing the energies, you're going to be able to have that either come in clairvoyantly or clairaudient by hearing, learn to use your intuition. And that's what you guys need to work on before the next place you go into.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I don't want anything coming back with me. That's been really, really weird. Actually, talking about that, I'm going to bring up the same point I brought up to you earlier off air.
Okay.
Just something that I noticed is that it was earlier this year, somewhere between spring and summer, maybe.
Okay.
We were sitting in the front room and we were getting ready to do an episode. Well, we started recording and then we started picking up these weird noises and found out that something or someone or whatever was opening one of the cabinets and you could hear it moving while we were actually down at CVS.
Yep.
And so that eventually led into us trying to get more and more evidence, but it got to the point where I asked whatever it was if it was threatened that I have a pentacle tattooed on me, and that I'm becoming more grounded because of the things I'm starting to fall in line with and like trying to discover more so of. Mm-hmm. And I asked if it was threatened, and in this EVP, I think I still have it on my phone. You hear a growl and then a laugh.
Okay.
But soon afterwards, things got a little weird with me, and then it all declined. And like, ever since then, at least around me, nothing bad or, I guess, malevolent has happened. An activity at my house, because normally all the people who know me, that my house is very weird. And that's the best way I can put it, is that it's weird. I've had skeptics come over before and they left saying that they're not coming back. And so I kind of laugh at that, but...
Well, it's because you protect yourself, you're well-grounded, you really don't have much of anything wrong with your chakras. You can work more on your third eye, on your clairvoyance, but no, you're pretty much balanced. That's one of the keys, to be balanced. As for the voices, it could have been a lower level entity or energy or spirit. It could be an entity too. Just trying to play with you. Okay. They kind of feed off that fear and that negative energy. So that's why if you go in and you're more positive and fearless, it's going to bounce right off of you. Now, this is what I believe, but it's taught. I mean, I don't believe in the devil. I don't believe in hell. This is all stuff that I believe that organized religion, which is a form of mind control. That's why I became a minister. I'm a universal minister. I don't believe in one particular religion. I believe that it's kind of like a pyramid, and everything, eventually you'll go to the same place. If you stand back once again, you look at the way different religions do things and their rituals. It's all kind of related into the same thing. It's just they do it differently. But once again, we were, have that fear put into us that's the way it is. Now, as for, I don't really seriously believe that anything could really, really hurt us. I believe that, once again, that's something that people bring on themselves. Now, I might get a lot of flack from people, but I myself have never had any problems. But I believe, like I said, you're more balanced and protected. That's why it didn't affect you compared to the other people walking into that house.
That would make sense.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I like it when things make sense. When people say, well, that's the way it is, that just doesn't fly with me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to know how it works and why. So
he brought up something earlier to me. Do you think it's possible that, like, let's say if I have a dark energy latched to me or attached in some form, if I go certain places, could I possibly leave that residual energy in another location?
Oh my God, yes. Look at the bars. There you go.
I'm sorry, Tim.
Look at the people that come into your house. Like we were talking about that briefly earlier. Friends, oh God, complaining, or a fight breaks out. You have a party and all this stuff comes into your house. It's gonna stay there.
Okay.
It's gonna stay there. You have oh my God, some people you just shouldn't be around. I mean, unfortunately, you have to sometimes.
Yes. Yeah. Whether it's work or school or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it will stay.
So yeah, that definitely answers certain questions of things that have been going on here.
Well, probably when I leave today, you're gonna break out the sage and everything and start cleansing.
I mean, the most recent one, actually this morning, I woke up and, Mika, she's 7 months old. Mm-hmm. She's all over the place. She's all crazy. But last night we heard something kind of get knocked down. And that's not uncommon for her. She likes to tear everything apart in this apartment. And, but on my bookshelf, there's not a lot of space, and there's one particular book in the center. It's when I was in New York, I saw this and I was just interested because it was called The Drug and Other Stories by Aleister Crowley. Mm-hmm. And I'm just interested in, okay, these are short stories that he's written. Mm-hmm. I want to see what this mind was like. Mm-hmm. I find that stuff fascinating.
Me too.
And but that book, which was in the center of the bookcase with maybe an inch of space above the book between the next shelf, and it's on the ground like 5 feet away from my bookshelf. And I'm just looking at that just like, okay, I mean, maybe that could happen.
It could be a number of things. It might not necessarily be negative. It could be a guide or angel, which, it's just a word for light being, but that's what I feel it is. Somebody's trying to get your attention. That is all it could be, and it's something, don't be afraid of. As for energy and bring it in, sometimes, like I said before, people cause this. I have seen people get mad to the point where, the radio will start shorting out until they calm down or something, boom, flies across the room.
Okay.
Once again, it's all energy. I mean, it's how people can bend spoons, too. It's all a fact. I think you just, have to kind of go with it, get rid of a lot of that fear. It's not as bad as you think.
Okay.
After
I think the only other creepy thing that's happened recently, it creeped me out, but it's actually making me more curious about it because I was home alone, and I was laying on my bed with my door open, and I'm just playing on my ukulele. There's this album I've recently written, and I'm just working on, so I'm just playing one of the songs, and then I got this rocking chair that just starts rocking back and forth, and my cat will jump on there, but she's sitting next to it looking at it rocking. And I'm just sitting there playing, and I slowly stop playing more and more, and I'm just like, that's a little weird. But that makes me curious now, after you told me that.
It could be somebody or something is trying to get your attention. People need to be more aware, too. More aware of the signs and symbols that you see. A lot of it has a lot of meaning, actually. Messages that you need to know.
Okay.
Sorry, I just started thinking about things from the Melrose House.
Oh, see.
There's just a lot of weird things that, we tried to debunk things all night, and there's one EVP on there that literally says my name and then dead, just Pat's dead. And eventually, after we did the entire investigation, me and Matt have spent hours going through all the footage, and we finally linked everything together, and it actually goes perfectly with residual energy, because at this point I would say I'm probably like 80% confident that I know what happened in that house. It's too much to go into right now, but let's just say there's been a murder. Okay. I'm like almost 100% on that.
That's gonna stick. That's gonna stay. All that stuff is end up gonna be there, and that's one of the things that I do is we go into these places like you guys, maybe you shouldn't try and debunk it, just go with it. Obviously there's something going on there or you wouldn't be there, get that footage, get that proof, then see where you can go from there, whether it's beings that need to be helped going crossing over, going into the light, because they don't know what to do. It's really sad. That's why they call them lost souls. Sometimes you might just have to be in an agreement with the ones that just want to stick around and don't leave. They're not going to hurt you. They're just going to
be your ghost friend.
Right.
They just want to chill.
I'm cool with that.
Right, but I mean, we go in and we can, a lot of this can be gotten rid of, but it's fantastic how you guys can go in there and just, I'm dying to see your film. I can't wait for it.
It'll definitely be interesting. I
really wish I went with that time.
Well, the
maybe
next
not
one,
so much.
No, I didn't.
The next one.
Yes, the next one. Next one will be much more prepared.
Yes. And with more equipment. And
better trained.
Yes. Actual training.
Yeah, instead of just going in there mindlessly. But going on with the whole clairsentience and clairvoyance, I can't tell you how many times that in the footage from multiple different angles and different cameras, one of us, mainly me, but Matt had also pointed it out a few times, that I'll point something out right before something happens. There's one big thing that happens in the basement. The EMF detector is on the ground out of everybody's hands. I'm standing in the basement facing towards this one door. And as Matt's on my left, Gavin, the other investigator's over on my right, all the way back up against the wall.
Okay.
And all of a sudden I spun around and I was like, what the fuck was that? And I'm just staring into the darkness. Right afterwards, the EMF starts going off and it's not in anybody's hands.
Okay.
But if you rewind it and you listen from Matt's camera, you can hear this shh noise. Now, I heard that noise, and I even said it sounded like a shushing noise. But you only hear it on camera.
Okay.
But with all those...
His camera.
Yeah, and with all those things linked together, it just... I don't know.
It depends on the camera. Maybe his camera can pick it up better.
That's what we were trying to do.
Obviously something that's there, just like the animals can detect something better than us.
Maybe different electronics could pick stuff up better than others.
It's exactly why we brought 8mm.
You guys switch things around and get that vibration raised and your protection going before you go in there. You're going to be able to experience more, probably even here. I mean, I'm psychic empath and I have clear hearing. I'm not the best clairvoyant. I mean, everybody's got a little bit of everything, but you're gonna like excel in some other areas rather than other people. So I got that clear hearing. Most of it, most everything that comes in to anybody is pretty subtle, but there's some times where it's just booming. Yeah. Okay. So it's totally understandable.
Yeah, it wasn't like fluent all night, but when it came in bursts,
it was
strong. It was very strong.
What was your emotions at that time when you guys were experiencing this? Were you startled? Was there some fear going on? Was
for me,
lots of energy in the room from you guys.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean.
Hair on end.
Exactly.
But it wasn't like fear necessarily. It was more anxiety, and it wasn't like our own. We all felt the exact same thing at the exact same time
because it's there.
Yeah,
it's there.
We're pretty sure that someone's buried in the basement. We got an EVP because Matt kept circling this one area. And just asking, like, what is here? What's here? What's here? And kept getting nothing. And then finally, one small thing comes in, and it's pretty clear, and it just says me. And that sets me off because...
It sounds to me like there could be a number of things still there.
Oh, yeah.
You have the imprints. You got stuck people, you don't want to say people, but spirit or whoever, you have some stuck beings there. And then you also have the energies, which I believe the energies, if they are bad and then your house and they pile up, they're going to manifest into something bigger. People may picture them differently or see them differently. Some people may picture them with a big black blob or something like that, or can picture them as an actual entity. And I think that sometimes these can turn into entities. I mean, they will attach themselves to people, and you have to get rid of that too.
Well, it's definitely good to know that you can clean these things out and stop this from happening. Oh man, seriously wish that I had that beforehand. It would have saved us so much time.
Yes.
So much time and restless nights.
We're at about 45 minutes actually. I'm minusing out some of the talking in the beginning.
Yeah.
So yeah. We could end it, we could keep going. It's all good.
You could start putting in commercials and you wouldn't have to sit there and wait 15 more minutes, would ya? Yes, people, these guys are needing sponsors here, so.
Yeah, contact us at witcheshillradio@gmail.com.
Yeah, we got a lot of great ideas of stuff we would love to do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're in talks with a couple people right now, but
I have some ideas for future episodes that I am not even going to hint at on air yet.
You just did.
Well, I'm not going to hint at what it's about, but I am excited for them. I'm going to say it once the mic's off. Hey.
So I guess that brings this episode up to a wrap. But other than that, definitely check out Euphoria Emporium at 715 East 8th Street.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I memorized it. Yay.
It's very convenient for me.
It's not like you're in the area or anything.
No, not at all. So, as usual, like, subscribe, follow. As Pat says, hit that bell. Stay notified.
Oh, yeah, on YouTube. And keep an eye out for the thing at Melrose, which is sponsored by Euphoria Emporium. And if you need a cleansing or a clearing, definitely hit up Reverend Nancy.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
And we will see you guys next time.
Good boy.
Bye, Z's.
Witch's Hill.